Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Welcome back for part 2 of my Dudley Boyz World Tag Team Championship Collection replica reviews. I hope you enjoyed the last one. Please go and check that out and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and just enjoy all the content that is there. So, moving on. The next set of tag team championships that the Dudley Boyz had won, it was actually an evolved version of this. As I said in the previous video, the Dudley Boyz had won this version of the World Tag Team Championship several times, and it would become eventually the Raw Tag Team Championship when the WWE got into the first brand extension. And this version faded away in 2000, the latter half of 2002 at the Survivor Series 2002, in fact, when Chris Jericho was going into the first ever Elimination Chamber. And this evolved, this beautiful, beautiful looking belt evolved into this, which is absolutely crazy. Like I've said in the previous video, for the ECW World Tag Team Championship, this belt has got an awful lot going on in it. Look at that. It's an awful lot going on in it, but it's absolutely beautiful at the same time. What a championship. As I said in a previous video, when the brand extension happened, they were unsure whether they were going to have the tag team champions on both shows, on Raw and Smackdown. And then just after the summer, going into the autumn of 2002, they realised that they were actually going to have two separate tag team championships. Now, that is very unlike Vince McMahon, because MD knows that Vince McMahon is not too high on tag teams. So you had this one for Raw, okay? And in October of 2002, you actually got this version. So you got an up-to-date version of the previous version of this. And I will get into this in a few moments, so bear with me. So this is what was debuted at the Survivor Series 2002, which was really random to debut it when Chris Jericho was going into a six-way dance for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, to start us off, at the top, we have the WWF WWE logo with a black background, and then World Wrestling Entertainment, World Wrestling Federation banner under that. And then you have Tag Team Champion gold and black ribbon effect. And what I really like about this belt, and it stands out so well, this was classed obviously as the World Tag Team Championship. So there is the globe, there is the world, Smackdown in the middle. See what I did there? Smackdown in the middle of the championship. So World Tag Team Champions. That's brilliant. I love that. And at the bottom, as we know, 2002 had the nameplate. It started off the nameplate era, and I have my own nameplate on that. So yep, I like that. That's really cool. I will put up a close-up of it so you can see it. And on the main plate itself, opposite sides of the globe, is actually two gladiators slash wrestlers on either side. Sort of random, they're not really doing an awful lot, they're just posing, but I suppose that symbolises the tag team. And then also on this belt as well, similar to the big gold, there is sort of like a flowery leaf effect going all the way around it, behind everything else. And it really stands out. It's really bumpy, really nice, nice texture to it. But and like I've said in a previous video, I believe if they done an up-to-date version of this, it would be a lot more cutting edge, so to speak. Now, also, what I have on them on this championship as well is I did have 4 diamonds. I made the silly mistake of having something on top of this, and the heat got to it, and the 2 diamonds fell off. So I should have had 2 diamonds here and here, but I only have a diamond here and here, so I do need to get these replaced. But you know, I don't really, they suit it and they don't suit it. It doesn't really bother me. I just wish on the day that it happened that I didn't leave it was actually the Smackdown Championship on top of this that did it. So now on to the side plates. The side plates have 2 grapplers of a black background, and like the main plate, it has a leafy, flowery effect going all the way around in a sort of oval shape, which is really nice. I really like the design of the side plates. Let's just hold that up so you can get a closer look at it. And then you have the WWF WWE logo with a black background on there. Really, really nice, and the same idea with the flowery leaf effect. And on the opposite side for side plates 3 and 4, 2 grapplers really going at it with a black background and the flowery leafy effect. And all the side plates are the same, they're all in that oval shape. Really, really nice. And then the last side plate is the WWF WWE logo, black background and the same effect. There is 2 versions of this though. There was a second version that came out in late 2005, maybe early 2006, where you can actually see it on TV as well, where they actually put a red in the black background, and it sort of like makes them stand out a little bit. So when you see the red up here, and you also see the red here in the side plates. It's a shame they never re-released them, because looking back now, I think the red really suited it. And plus, the Smackdown Championship was also blue as well, so to me that would have made sense. And what's on this strap as well, they have the traditional shell design going all the way around the plates, which is really, really nice. Gives it a nice classic touch. I really like that effect. If I was going to get real leathers done, I would definitely stick with the classics. Snapbox, really bumpy, sort of like the starter up of what they have now, where you really couldn't get anybody to sign this. And then if we go on the back, we have the WWF WWE Flashy, and this was made in 2006. So the year that I just said that they got re-edited. So really, really nice. It is sort of floppy. It's getting there now, where it's almost ring worn, so I'm liking that. I have considered getting this re-leathered where it would be a red strap, sort of like what they have with the Tag Team Championship now for Raw, but I'm unsure. I've had that for a couple of years now, and excuse me, I'm just unsure whether to get re-leathered or not. Like I say, this version was brought around in late 2002. It was won by the Dudley Boyz in the latter half, early autumn of 2003. And going forward into the next few sets of their matches, as everybody knows, Road Warrior Hawk actually passed away in 2003, and over the next few matches they actually dedicated the matches and the championship to Road Warrior Hawk, where they actually have on a Monday Night Raw, they point up to the sky and they do a doomsday device to pay tribute to Hawk, and they lay the championship on the ramp, which was a nice touch. This championship has had many champions, where it's had obviously the Dudley Boyz, it's had Booker T and RVD. RVD has held this quite a number of times actually with several other teammates. Historically, Kane, and this actually didn't fade away right away, but it's sort of in 2009 they decided that the brand extension was sort of dying down, and they decided that they were actually going to bring the Tag Team Championship together, and I will come back to this, and I'm going to go on to the next belt in the collection, and it is the Smackdown Tag Team Championship, which the Dudley Boyz had won in 2004 when they transferred from Raw to SmackDown. So this was the last Tag Team Championship that they had won under the WWE banner. Now, like I say, with the similarities in a previous video for the World Tag Team Championship, you see the main play there. See how it's very similar. In fact, I will hold it up so you guys can see it. So there's the comparison. You know, very similar to each other. So this was like the catalyst for this, and I think it was actually probably a toss-up as to whether Raw or SmackDown were going to get this design, and obviously it went to SmackDown. Now, this championship came around in, like I say, in 2002. The inaugural champions were Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, who won it at No Mercy 2002. And this has had numerous champions as well. So much so as integrated into becoming a big penny and a big red/silver penny belt. But I will get into that in a couple of minutes. Now, into the belt itself. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. At the top, you have the WWE logo in black with a blue background representing, obviously, SmackDown. You have a lovely, lovely eagle. The eagle is actually nicer on this than the World Tag Team Championship. And then you have 2 crowns either side of that with the ribbon effect under there, and you have a globe with World Wrestling Entertainment, World Wrestling Federation above that, and then you have an awesome way of doing Tag Team Champions. Look at that banner for Tag Team Champions. That is awesome. It's really, really lovely. And then beneath that, I have my Chris Benoit nameplate. And the reason why it's a Chris Benoit nameplate is because I do not have a Kurt Angle one. So that is on there for that reason. And also, I like the nameplate. I think it looks cool. And all the way around the main plate as well is sort of that reef effect too, which was on the previous design, which is really, really nice, really thick on this as well. And also on the main plate as well is sort of like a sun bright effect too, which is behind everything. Really, really nice. Then on side plates 2 and 3, there is 2 grapplers. Like I say, very similar design to the previous design of this for the Raw Tag Team Championship, but also its counterpart at the time had the same idea where it had 2 grapplers on the main plate, main side plates, and then you had the logo. You had the logo up here with a blue background, a nice reef effect, almost in a rectangle design, with the sun effect in the background of them. So if I hold up to light, you can see that. And then you have the WWF WWE logo with the writing underneath that, and a blue background. I really like this background. And then a reef effect going along there with it's sort of like in a smaller rectangle, and this is Dustin Rhodes' signature. The reason why I have a Dustin Rhodes signature on this is I didn't think about it properly at the time. I did have both championships with me on that day, and I asked him to sign this because I said to him this was the championship that you and Cody won, which I'm talking about the Big Penny. So he was happy to sign it, but now looking back now, I wish I got him to sign the Raw belt because him and Booker T had that. And on to side plates 3 and 4, you have the same idea as the other side. You have 2 grapplers going at it, the sun effect in the background, the logo at the top with a blue background, and nice reef effect going around it in a rectangle. And then 4th plate, you have the WWF WWE logo with a blue background, and then you have a reef effect in a smaller rectangle. And then on the actual strap itself, like what I said in the previous video about them integrating the sort of shell design in the straps, they actually did it on this. So this is really nice. It's WWF WWE Champion going all the way around, and it actually goes into the main plate, hides away into the main plate as well. Really, really nice. And if we go onto the back, we have the WWF WWE Flashy, and then this is from, if I can see it, this is from 2003. So this is one of the first ones. These were done in 2002. So this is one of the first ones that was replicated. So this has got some age to it too. Really, really nice championship. Like I say, this And this was eventually integrated into being one championship, where in 2009 at WrestleMania 25, the Colognes faced John Morrison and The Miz, and they decided to unify the championships and become one championship. So these were turned into the undisputed World Tag Team Champions for the WWF WWE. So the champions were on both Raw, Smackdown, and then eventually ECW. But what they did do is they kept the heritage of this for about a year or so. And this stuck around as well with it. So you had the likes of the Colognes winning it. You had the Big Show and Chris Jericho winning it. Edge before that, because Edge and Chris Jericho won the championship, and then Edge got injured, and as everybody knows, the Big Show became Chris Jericho's champion. DX had won it. That was a crown achievement for Shawn Michaels and Triple H, where they eventually became tag team champions. The Big Show and The Miz, and then eventually the Hart Dynasty, Tyson Kidd and Henry Smith would be the last guys to hold this version of the championship. So technically speaking, the Hart Dynasty were the last guys to hold the World Tag Team Championship. So they were the last guys. I put this down for a second. The Hart Dynasty were the last guys to hold this as a whole. So this history, the history of this championship, died in 2010, unfortunately. And the history continued from this. So this continued on, where, as everybody knows, it eventually became a big penny and eventually became a silver penny with a red backing. And then we got the brand split again, and they ended up having two championships again. So, me personally, I have my Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I possibly might get the up-to-date versions. I actually quite like the silver pennies. I didn't like the pennies when they came out in copper, but I do kind of like them in silver. And like I say, I am thinking about getting them because I think they have already got new designs for the Tag Team Championship, because as everybody knows, it's all about the brand in the WWF WWE at the moment. So I know that the Tag Team Championships do have new designs. They're just waiting on when is the right time to pull the trigger on both the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So I might get the silver pennies just because they will be the last traditional looking championships for the WWF WWE. So overall, they won this. The Dudley Boyz, I'm getting back to the matter of hand here. The Dudley Boyz won these in 2004, okay? Then they had won this version of the World Tag Team Championship in 2003, okay? Then they had won the WWF WWE version of the WCW Tag Team Championships in 2001. And before that, they had won this version of the World Tag Team Championship, the Attitude Era Workhorse Warhorse Tag Team Championship, and then of course being part of ECW, they had won this. So chronologically ordered, and this is what we end on. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my review on my Dudley Boyz collection. I unfortunately do not have the NWA version or the TNA version or any other version of Tag Team Championships that the Dudley Boyz have won. I would like to get a hold of the NWA Tag Team Championship and review that, but I know they're pretty pricey, so we'll just have to wait and see. A big shout out to sponsors of this channel, meatandpotatoes.co.uk. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you to Hazard F5 for your support, for helping me try and make my videos better. And a big thank you to my good buddy Ryan Martin PT for doing the exact same. Without yous, I wouldn't have the better confidence that I have today to bring you the videos in this way. So thank you very much to the both of yous. So guys, I'm just going to leave it here and keep an eye out for new videos coming soon. I'm currently doing research on the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai franchise, so keep an eye out for that. I will be doing a review on that very, very soon, and I am hoping to get around to doing part 2 of my Superman anthology, because I've done part 1, but I haven't done part 2 yet, so keep an eye out for that as well. But overall, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, and good journey.